Yeah, I'm over here at one of our better wood duck hunting ponds. This is located in the middle of the woods, um, loaded with wood ducks all October, November, and I want to put some wood duck boxes here. I mean, the habitat, it's not the greatest, but they're going to be attracted to this area. The hens are going to find the boxes. I like to put one like right in that corner. The pond goes around, so I like to put another one around the bend, you know, out of view from each other. And they'll find them instantly, and they'll definitely lay eggs and hatch them. Habitat could be a little better. There's not that much, foliage, for overhead cover, but there's a lot of life in here for them to eat. This is really good for mallards. Mallards like it more open. Wood ducks like it a little bit weedier, but there's a beaver dam, and it connects to the main river. So what they'll do is they'll just take the ducklings into the river, and they'll go about like a mile downriver to like really excellent brood rearing habitat. So they'll hatch them here, but they just won't raise them here. But it's fine. I mean, as long as we keep having wood duck boxes, the hens are going to fill them up. They're going to hatch out of them. It's just more ducks. So what I want to do first is get rid of the snapping turtles that are in here, because there's definitely turtles in here. This place has never been trapped before. When those ducklings come out and they're following their mom to go down the river, those ducklings are going to get snatched up by these snapping turtles. Also, the mother duck's going to spend a lot of time feeding before she goes back into the nest box, or sometimes she'll land on the water and then she'll go into the box. And a lot of times when she's on that water, snapping turtle will grab her, bring her down to the bottom, and drown her. And then that's it. Then that whole batch is gone. So what I want to do is do her a favor and just get rid of as many snapping turtles as I legally can out of here. And that way it's safe for her and the ducklings. So I got my Quirly's trap here. I baited it up with common carp. That's my favorite bait to use. Grass carp, all fish works good. It's just that some work better than others. And grass carp, it's not as oily as this common carp. This is disgusting, this common carp. You can't even eat these things. They're just so greasy and oily and nasty, but that's what attracts the turtles. So I'm gonna throw this in this one spot right here. Water's nice and open. You don't wanna throw the trap where you got all this thick mats of vegetation, because that turtle, he's not in that. He can't travel through it. It's just too thick. He's fighting all that vegetation, but he's gonna be hunting on the edges. He's gonna be looking for, frogs, fish, crayfish, ducklings, whatever he could find on the edges of this vegetation. So right here it's nice and open, and I guarantee you there's a snapping turtle laying on the bottom right here. So I'm going to throw this trap in. Here's another tip. When you're anchoring your line for your turtle trap, never use a live branch. Always use a dead stick, because there's beavers in here, and they see a nice fresh green stick. He's going to cut it, he's going to rip it out, and he's going to take it to his pantry or whatever. So always use a dead stick. They have zero interest in dead sticks. So stick it right in your line here. That's it. You could forget about it, not worry about a beaver grabbing it. And then your trap is just floating away wherever. So another tip from the wise. All right, trap's in the water right behind me. You can see it floating there. You can see oil slicks coming off of that nasty carp, and that's how he's going to find it. He hunts he uses his eyes, but he's going to smell that when he comes up for air. He's going to smell it. Also, he's going to taste it. When he's in that pond, he's going to open his mouth and he's going to taste all that fishy meat and oils and juices and that fish smell. It's going to go through his taste buds in his mouth, and he's going to follow it right to that trap. So we'll come back tomorrow, and we'll see what we got. All right, I am back the next day, and I could see my trap, how it's bobbing up and down. That's a dead giveaway. I got a snapping turtle, at least a decent sized one. So I'm gonna pull it up. Oh yeah, this is a big one. Oh yeah. This is not only a duckling killer, this is a goose killer. This thing is big enough to grab a goose and pull it down to the bottom if the water's deep enough and drown it. And this is a very efficient duck killer right here. If I could read this turtle's resume, I wonder how many ducks and ducklings this thing's killed throughout the 40 years, or as long as it's been around, you know? So I'm gonna take him out of the cage. Yeah, he is pissed. Okay, I got him out of the trap. Yeah, he's a pretty big one. You gotta be extremely careful handling these things. They are lightning quick, and if they grab a hold of your finger, oof, it's chances are he's gonna cut your meat right down to your bone. Pick him up by the tail. And carry him out. Make sure his head is facing away from you. Otherwise, he'll grab a hold of your knee, forget it. You're gonna be tapping out on the ground and a big chunk of your leg's gonna be missing. Oh, there he, it's close. My junk was right there. So I'm gonna put this phone away and I'm gonna carry him back to the truck. I definitely need 2 hands for this guy. And that's it. I'm gonna put the trap back out into the pond, and I'm gonna keep on trapping until I catch no more snapping turtles. I'll catch 1 a day. Remember, there's, you gotta check with your state, the rules and regs. There's size limits and, a bag limit too on these things. So you gotta make sure you play by the rules. But you want more ducks, you gotta get rid of these things right here. You gotta get rid of them. This is the #1 underrated duck killer. They kill adult ducks. They'll destroy whole broods of ducklings. And this is why whenever you see mother duck out in the pond and she only has 2 ducklings, 3 ducklings, 1 duckling instead of a dozen, this is the culprit right here. This is the #1 reason. And it goes right over everybody's heads. Nobody even thinks that this is the reason why duck populations are low in every swamp, pothole, lake, river in the Northeast. The reason why the northern part of the prairie pothole region and the boreal forest in northern Canada and Alaska is a duck factory is because there are no snapping turtles. When I was up in Alaska salmon fishing, I've seen mallards and mergansers. They all had anywhere from 11 to 12 ducklings, which were almost the same size as them. They were juvenile, which means that nothing is killing them. And the reason being is there's no snapping turtles. So if you want to have as many mallards and wood ducks as you possibly can on your property or anywhere, it could be on public property or your favorite duck hunting area. If you have a duck hunting lease, it's crucial that you got to get rid of these snapping turtles right here. It's an absolute must. Everybody overlooks it. They don't see them, so out of sight, out of mind. When ducklings are disappearing, they're blaming coyotes or foxes, but it's really, once those ducklings are on the water, they're safe from most mammalian predators. It's these guys right here. They're unseen. They're slow as drifting logs, crawling on the bottom. They see that duck, they come right up, and like lightning, they'll grab its foot, bring it down. So if you want to have as many ducklings on your duck hunting property as possible, get these curly traps right here. They're absolutely the best. You catch multiples in them. It doesn't harm them. It's a lot better than a lot of people using a hook and a jug, which gets robbed by catfish and small turtles. This thing gets them all the time. You can be selective. If a turtle is too small and the state says you have to let it go, then you can. The hook, it's not good. But definitely everybody should get on board. Get rid of snapping turtles. You'll see your duck population quadruple. So take it from me. We're the #1 duck banders for a reason. It's because we clean up these snapping turtles. And we produce more wood ducks in the state of New Jersey than any other group or club there is. So it's all because of these snapping turtles. Before we started trapping snapping turtles, we were putting wood duck boxes. We banded 54 wood ducks the first year, and 1 out of 6 had missing toes or missing webs. A year later, we banded 47 wood ducks for the state, and same thing, 1 out of 6 had missing toes, missing webbing. And those ducks that we banded, I mean, 1 out of 6 had missing toes and missing webs. Those are the lucky ones. Those are the ones that somehow managed to escape. And usually, once that turtle latches onto a duck's foot, that duck he lost. You know, this thing could hold his breath for 55 minutes. A duck could hold his breath for 50 seconds. That's it. So it's a no-brainer. These things win every time. So I don't even know how in the hell we managed to band, 1 out of 6 ducks that had missing toes. I mean, those were some lucky ducks. And we still find them now and then that have missing toes, missing webs from these things. And it blows my mind how they escaped. You know, the water must have been a little too shallow and you couldn't drown them, because that's the only way he's going to kill this duck is by drowning him. We ended up catching 115 turtles from spring through fall. And that fall, we banded wood ducks. We banded 83 wood ducks. And that means like the number doubled of how many ducks we banded. And out of those 83 ducks, only 2 had missing toes and missing webs from snapping turtles. The following year, we ended up banding 253 wood ducks. That's a 204% increase of ducks. So it goes to show how important it is to remove the excess snapping turtles. It's good to stay on top of them, and just it's a balance of nature. You're overpopulated with turtles, you're going to have low duck numbers. These things aren't going anywhere. They're living dinosaurs. They're living fossils that have been dating back 1 million years. And because this is a design that works, snapping turtles are not going anywhere. They're here to stay. So this thing is out hunting 40, 50 years. And that's a lot longer than most duck hunters hunting. This guy is hunting from March to November. So just imagine how many ducks this guy's making disappear. And that's why if you want to have a lot of ducks on your hunting lease, or even on public property, or your hunting club, or just on your own property in general, it's an absolute must. Get these curly traps, they're the best. And get rid of these suckers right here. All right, good luck to you all. Kill them snapping turtles. And another thing, they're really delicious to eat. This thing's gonna make a big ass bowl of turtle soup. And I'll have another clip. I'll show you how I prepare it and clean the turtle and how to make it. And I'm telling you, as disgusting as these things look, they are delicious to eat. They're really, really good to eat. So nothing goes to waste.